The orders of this commonwealth, so far or near so far forth as they concern the elders, together with the several speeches at the institution, which may serve unto the better understanding of them, as so many commentaries being shown, I should now come from the elders unto the youth, or from the civil constitution of this government unto the military. But that I judge this the fittest place whereinto by the way of to insert the government of the city, though for the present, but perfunctorily. The metropolis or capital city of Oceana is commonly called Emporium, though it consists of two cities distinct, as well in name as in government, whereof the other is called Hiera, for which cause I shall treat of each part, beginning with Emporium. Emporium, with the liberties, is under a twofold division, the one regarding the national, and the other urban or city government. It is divided in regard of the national government into 3 tribes, and in respect of the urban into 26, which, for distinction's sake, are called wards, being contained under the 3 tribes, but unequally, wherefore the first tribe, containing 10 wards, is called Skazon, the second containing 8, Metoki, and the third containing as many, Telikuta. The bearing of which names in mind concerns the better understanding of the government. Every ward hath her wardmot, court, or inquest, consisting of all that are of the clothing or liveries of the companies residing within the same. Such are of the livery or clothing as have obtained unto the dignity to wear gowns and party-colored hoods or tippets, according unto the rules and ancient customs of their respective companies. A company is a brotherhood of tradesmen professing the same art, governed according unto their charter by a master and wardens. Of these there be a matter of 60, whereof 12 are of great dignity than the rest, that is to say, the mercers, grocers, drapers, fishmongers, goldsmiths, skinners, merchant tailors, haberdashers, salters, ironmongers, vintners, cloth workers, which with most of the rest have common halls, divers of them being of ancient and magnificent structure, wherein they have frequent meetings at the summons of their masters or wardens, for the managing and regulation of their respective trades and mysteries. These companies, as I shall show, are the roots of the whole government of the city, for the liveries that reside in the same ward, meeting at the wardmot inquest, unto which it belongeth, to take cognizance of all sorts of nuisances and violations of the customs and orders of the city, and to present them unto the court of aldermen, have also power to make election of 2 sorts of magistrates or officers, the first of elders or aldermen of the ward, the second of deputies of the same, otherwise called common councilmen. The wards of these elections, because they do not elect all at once, but some 1 year and some another, observe the distinction of the 3 tribes. For example, the Skazon, consisting of 10 tribes, maketh election the first year of 10 aldermen, 1 in each ward, and of 150 deputies, 15 in each ward, all which are triennial magistracies or officers, that is to say, are to bear their dignity for the space of 3 years. The second year, the Metoke, consisting of 8 wards, electeth 8 aldermen, 1 in each ward, and 120 deputies, 15 in each ward, being also triennial magistrates. The third year, Telikuta, consisting of a like number of wards, electeth an equal number of like magistrates for a like term, so that the whole number of the aldermen according unto that of the wards amounted unto 26, and the whole number of the deputies unto 390. The aldermen, thus elected, have diverse capacities. For first, they are justices of the peace for the term and by consequence of their election. Secondly, they are presidents of the ward mot and governors each of that ward whereby he was elected. And last of all, these magistrates, being assembled together, constitute the Senate of the city, otherwise called the Court of Aldermen. But no man is capable of this election that is not worth 10,000 pounds. This court upon every new election maketh choice of censors out of their own number. The deputies, in like manner, being assembled together, constitute the prerogative tribe of the city, otherwise called the Common Council, by which means the Senate and the people of the city were caught in, as it were, by the rapture of the national government to the same wheel of annual, triennial, and perpetual revolution. But the liveries, over and above the right of these elections by their divisions mentioned, being assembled all together at the guild of the city, constitute another assembly called the Common Hall. The Common Hall hath right of two other elections, the one of the Lord Mayor, and the other of the two sheriffs, being annual magistrates. The Lord Mayor can be elected out of no other than one of the 12 companies of the first ranks, and the Common Hall agreeth by the plurality of suffrages upon two names, which being preferred unto the Lord Mayor for the time being, and the Court of Aldermen, they elect one by their scrutiny, for so they call it, though it differ from that of the Commonwealth. The orator, or assistant unto the Lord Mayor, is in the holding of the courts, is some able lawyer elected by the court of the aldermen, and called the recorder of emporium. The Lord Mayor, being thus elected, hath two capacities, the one regarding the nation, the other the city. In that which regards the city, he is president of the court of aldermen, having power to assemble the same or any other council of the city as the common council or common hall, at his will and pleasure, and in that which regards the nation, he is commander-in-chief of the three tribes whereunto the city is divided, one of which he is to bring up in person at the national muster unto the ballot, as his vice comites, or high sheriffs, as to do by the other two, each at their distinct pavilion, where the 9 aldermen elected censors are to officiate by 3 in each tribe, according unto the rules and orders already given unto the censors of the rustic tribes. And the tribes of the city have no other than one common phylarch, which is the court of aldermen and the common council, for which cause they elect not at their muster the first list called the prime magnitude. The conveniences of this alteration of the city government, besides the bent of it unto conformity with that of the nation, were many, whereof I shall mention but a few. As first, whereas men under the former administration, when the burden of some of these magistrates lay for life, were sometimes chosen not for their fitness, but rather unfitness, or at least unwillingness to undergo such a weighty, whereby they were put at great rates to sign for their ease. A man might now take his share in magistracy with that equity which is due unto the public, and without any great inconvenience unto his private affairs. Secondly, whereas the city, inasmuch as the acts of aristocracy or court of aldermen in their former way of proceeding, were rather impositions than propositions, was frequently disquieted with the inevitable consequence in the power of debate exercised by the popular part of the Common Council. The right of debate being henceforth established in the Court of Aldermen, and that of the result in the Common Council, killed the branches of division in the root, which for the present may suffice to have been said of the city of Emporium. That of Hiera consisteth as to the national government of two tribes, the first called Agorea, the second Propola. But as to the peculiar policy of 12 maniples or wards, divided into 3 cohorts, each cohort containing 4 wards, whereof the wards of the first cohort elect for the first year 4 burgesses, 1 in each ward. The wards of the second cohort for the second year 4 burgesses, 1 in each ward. And the wards of the third cohort for the third year 4 burgesses, 1 in each ward, all triennial magistrates, by which the 12 burgesses, making one court for the government of this city, according unto their instructions by act of Parliament, fall likewise into an annual, triennial, and perpetual revolution. This court, being thus constituted, maketh election of diverse magistrates, as first of an high steward, who is commonly some person of quality, and this magistracy is elected in the Senate by the scrutiny of this court. Unto him they choose some able lawyer to be his deputy, and to hold the court. And last of all they elect out of their own number 6 censors. The high steward is commander-in-chief of the 2 tribes, whereof he in person bringeth up the one at the national muster unto the ballot, and his deputy the other at the distinct pavilion. The 6 censors chosen by the court officiating, by 3 in each tribe at the urns, and these tribes have no other phylarch but this court. As for the manner of elections and suffrage, both in Emporium and Hiera, it may be said once for all that they are performed by the ballot, and according unto the respective rules already given. There be other cities and corporations throughout the territory whose policy, being much of this kind, would be tedious and not worth the labor to insert, nor dare I say, juvenum manus emicat ardens. I return with the method of the Commonwealth unto the remaining part of her orbs, which are military and provincial. The military, except the strategos and the polemarchs, or field officers, consisting of the youth only, and the provincial consisting of a mixture both of the elders and of the youth. To begin with the youth, or the military orbs, they are circles, unto which the Commonwealth must have a care to keep close. A man is a spirit raised up by the magic of nature. If she do not stand safe, and so that she may set him to some good and useful work, he spits fire and blows up castles. For where there is life, there must be motion or work, and the work of idleness is mischief. Non omnibus dormit. But the work of industry is health. To set men unto this, the Commonwealth must begin early with them, or it will be too late. And the means whereby she sets them unto it is education, the plastic art of government. But it is as frequent as sad in experience, whether through negligence, or which in the consequence is all one or worse, over fondness in domestic performance of this duty, that innumerable children come to owe their utter perdition unto their own parents, in each of which the Commonwealth loseth a citizen. Wherefore the laws of a government, how wholesome soever in themselves, being such as if men by a congruity in their education, be not brought up to find a relish in them, they will spit at. The education of a man's children is not wholly to be committed or trusted unto himself. You find in Livy the children of Brutus, having been bred under monarchy, making faces at the commonwealth of Rome. A king, say they, is a man. You may prevail with him when you have need there should be law, or when you have need there should be no law. He hath favors in the right, and he frowns not in the wrong place. He knows his friends from his enemies, but laws are deaf inexorable things, such as make no difference between a gentleman and an ordinary fellow. A man can never be merry for them. For to trust altogether to his own innocence is a sad life. Unhappy wantons! Scipio, on the other side, when he was but a boy, some 2 or 23, being informed that certain patricians or Roman gentlemen, through a qualm upon the defeat which Hannibal had given them at Cannae, were laying their heads together and contriving their flight with the transportation of their goods out of Rome, drew his sword, and setting himself at the door of the chamber where they were at council, protested that who did not immediately swear not to desert the commonwealth, he would make his soul to desert his body. Let men argue as they please for monarchy or against a commonwealth, the world shall never see any man so sottish or wicked as, in cool blood, to prefer the education of the sons of Brutus before that of Scipio, and of this mold, except a Melius or Manlius, was the whole youth of that commonwealth, though not ordinarily so well cast. Now the health of a government and the education of the youth being of the same pulse, no wonder if it have been the constant practice of well-ordered commonwealths to commit the care and feeling of it into public magistrates, a duty that was performed in such manner of the Areopagites, as is elegantly praised by Isocrates. The Athenians, saith he, write not their laws upon dead walls, nor content themselves with having ordained punishments for crimes, but provide in such manner by the education of their youth that there be no crimes for punishment. He speaks of those laws which regarded manners, not of those orders which concern the administration of the commonwealth, lest you should think he contradicts Xenophon and Polybius. The children of Lacedaemon, at the 7th year of their age, were delivered unto the Pedonomi, schoolmasters, not mercenary, but magistrates of the commonwealth, unto which they were accountable for their charge. But these, at the age of 14, they presented unto the magistrate called the Baediae, having the inspection of the games and exercises, among which that of the Platanista was famous, a kind of fight in squadrons, but somewhat too fierce. When they came to be of military age, they were listed of the Mora, and so continued in readiness for public service under the discipline of the polemarchs. But the Roman education and discipline by the centuries and classes is that unto the commonwealth of Oceana hath had a more concerned eye in her 3 essays.